Oh great, I turned on the web camera. Well, welcome to Lore Meets Reality. Is Watch Dogs possible? We were going to give you guys the usual opening spiel and then a little joke here and there and then give you guys all the technology, but after learning what you can do nowadays with phones and tablets and just basic computer stuff, Zodical went ahead and hacked our entire house. So I really can't turn off anything or do anything, and I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So while I try to figure out how to make my phone do something other than turn on the web camera, I'll show you guys the video of all the technology that we found, and let me get your opinions. Do you think that this makes the world a scarier and more terrifying place? Do you think that this could actually happen tomorrow? Are you a little worried? Because I am, after she pretty much hacked the whole freaking house. I'll see you guys at the end of the video. So the idea that Watch Dogs can happen in the real world is pretty scary and cool at the same time. But just in case you didn't play the Watch Dogs game and have no idea what we're talking about, let me explain. The game stars Aiden Pearce, who uses his smartphone to hack his way into the CTOS central operating system. The CTOS supercomputer connects everyone and everything, from people and their personal bank accounts and medical information, to security cameras and traffic lights in the very city. After a hacker is found to be the cause of 11 deaths during a Northeast blackout in 2003, the Bloom Corporation made the CTOS, and they put it in multiple cities across the US. Basically, the goal behind this was to make the new digital era safer and more secure. But the game stars Aiden Pearce, a hacker who can hack into this. Now we need to go to the game itself, and in the game you can see Aiden's hideouts are basically a cot and a room full of computers. Now this makes sense, because without direct access you would need to hack into the network from the outside. The easiest way to do this would be with a computer, or in this case, a lot of computers. Now being an expert computer hacker, it would be easy to hack into the network, plant a backdoor, and then set up the hacking computer on his smartphone through a remote desktop protocol. And then from there he could remotely control the computer that is hacking into the network that controls everything in the very city that he's walking around in. Now this is a dream setup for a hacker, and guess what? Some companies are actually set up that way. But luckily, we don't have a city dumb enough to make this a reality where they put it across the entire city. Yet. So let's go ahead and look at each individual thing that you can hack into in Watch Dogs and see how it's possible in the real world. We're gonna start with the lights. Now we've all seen Hollywood movies where a hacker whips out his laptop and he just hacks into the city's mainframe and changes the traffic lights to fit whatever they need for the bank heist or the ultimate hacking competition that they're trying to win. But is it really that simple? Scarily, the answer is yes. Now back in 2006, the city of Los Angeles, a city known for having horrible traffic on a good day, was in the middle of some vicious contract negotiations with the traffic engineers. Well, the union reps decided to put out an empty threat, and they stated that the city of Los Angeles was not going to be a fun place to drive unless they got what they wanted. Well, the city officials got very antsy about that, and they decided that they would block out the engineers from getting into the system so that they could basically strong-arm the union into giving them what the city wanted. Well, you really can't do that to the people who designed the system, and they whipped out 2 computers and locked up traffic at 4 intersections for several days. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, some trained professionals were able to hack into the system that they designed and changed around some stuff, but the rest of the stuff in Watch Dogs can't be possible, can it? Well, a security consultant, i.e. a hacker with a job, Barnaby Jack, during a hacking convention back in 2010, showed people in attendance how to hack into an ATM using a computer. He showed a physical attack using a flash drive that would install malware granting the attacker unauthorized remote administration access. With the malware installed, he could remote access the ATM and get it to dispense whatever amount of money he wanted. So using the same type of malware stored on a file on a phone, it could be possible to hack into an ATM and make it rain money, or so to speak, but you get the idea. So we've covered traffic lights and ATMs, but what about the constant use of security cameras all over the city? Well, that's a simple one. Yes, if a city was stupid enough to put cameras all over the city like in Watch Dogs, it would be very easy to hack into. I mean, come on, who hasn't seen those commercials where the security companies come in and set up your home security system, and then you can access the cameras on your phone while you're away on trips or out for the night? The most complicated part of making this real would be hacking into the mainframe of the security company that owned the camera and make yourself an administration account, allowing you to remote access the cameras in anybody's house. Kinda gives you a creepy feeling that someone may be watching you, doesn't it? Now after all of that, hacking into a car couldn't be as easy as walking up and hitting one button on your phone and getting into the car, could it? No, it's not that simple. What you don't realize is that some modern cars come with GPS, and a remote entry system, and remote alarm systems, and all those goodies connected to a cellular phone network. That's right, your car may use more minutes than a teenager in high school about to go to the big dance. So a hacker with a sniffing tool, which is basically a tool that grabs signals out of the traffic in the air around you, the cell phone traffic, could easily grab your secret phone number to each one of the devices around your car. And that's right, it's as simple as that. He could easily just grab you telling your car to lock the doors. So in the end, with a phone number and a text message, an expensive new car could be cracked open like a peanut. Now all of this probably sounds like BS to you and oh my god, Infected's just making up some weird theories. But the researchers at ISEC, an expert full-service information security firm, proved that with a few quick text messages with the right secret phone number, they could unlock and start a Subaru Outback. Now, not all cars are susceptible to this style of hacking because some of them are still old, but it is possible. So those older cars have car alarms that can be hacked using a receiver to catch the signal for the intended car alarm. A transmitter and a random radio signal will then be queued into the alarm's receivers, and you have to spend a lot of time setting everything up, but those aren't as much fun to think about, are they? You want to think about the whole idea of using your phone to unlock a Subaru. That would be cool. So, okay, we've talked about traffic lights, we've talked about ATMs, and we've even talked about security cameras and how easy it would be to break into one of the newer cars. But what about bursting pipes and blowing up transformers? Now this information is really cool, guys. So the hackers at the Black Hat Hacker Conference, and that's the same conference that security expert Barnaby Jack demonstrated how you can hack into an ATM a couple of years prior, presented how each one of these things could be done. And by that I mean bursting the pipes in your city and blowing up your transformers. The water pressure within the pipes could be increased to the point of explosion by a hacker who has hacked into one of the water company's systems and made themselves a valid user account. The same thing can happen with high voltage transformers, where you could set them to spin out of control and explode, causing a massive blackout if a hacker, just like with the water company, were to hack into the power company and make a valid user account. Now once these accounts are set up, a hacker could very easily remotely access these systems if he or she were to set it up that way. Now there's a whole bunch of technical mumbo jumbo about how to get through the security systems and stuff like that, but it might not be best if I were to explain how to hack into the security systems on a YouTube video. And we're just gonna go ahead and go over and let you know that it is 100% possible. So I think after going over all of this, you realize that if you had a smartphone and a super powerful computer just like Aiden, you could do just about everything Aiden could do with a little bit of basic knowledge. And if you really think about it, Aiden was given that phone by his hacker friends. Maybe he doesn't even know how to hack into things himself. I mean, you could hand me a phone with all these magical buttons on it and I would just blow up the whole city. So this wraps up this episode of Lore Meets Reality Watch Dogs. Do you think that this could actually happen? Are you kind of impressed with all the abilities that a hacker could do to the whole city? Do you think that in the future we could have a guy walking around the city just blowing up everything? Because that's kind of scaring me. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of all this. Well, I still haven't figured out anything, guys, and right now I can't find Zonicle at all. I think she just pretty much locked me in the house and then left. But if you guys see her, let her know that I'm still fiddling with all this crap, and it's rather annoying that I can't even turn on my video games. I'll see you guys next time right here at Eligible Monster.